Now it's time for something more wholesome. This is a game. We're going to play a game tonight in which the contestants are many years apart. One is a senior citizen, the other one is a junior citizen, and it's time to play Generation Gap. Let's play it now. Thank you.
This music is beautiful too. All I really need to understand it ain't nothing but a hound dog. You're crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying. I know when that hotline blink, that can only mean one thing. I hope I don't run out of time, cause someone call a referee. DJ Khaled. I got the keys.
The human species has been in existence for millions and millions of years. Generation after generation, we have changed and will continue to change. The way we speak and interact with one another, the way we dress, popular culture, technology, and our ways of living have evolved in various ways over time. All these factors have caused growth and an advancement, but also a phenomenon that is felt more than it is discussed, the generation gap. Where did this whole generation gap come from? What caused there to be one? The real question is, what factors caused there to be this big generation gap? To get to the bottom of this, our crew took a trip to Middlefield Collegiate Institute to ask students and members of their households various questions regarding this matter.
I not take anything, but my generation people take tobacco bidi, tobacco saving.
Well, it's a big gap, and it's not bringing family together, but it's bringing family apart, and everybody's relying on the messages on social media.
Ali, what do you think of our generation?
I'm a fan of our generation. I feel like we're definitely in a interesting time with the technology surrounding this. I feel like we have a lot of influencers, whether that be, people who are in high status or not. But I feel like music, fashion, and just the culture that we have with movies and shows at the time has definitely been developing our day to day, and I feel that it's important to have that, and I feel like it's even more important now than it was back in 1960s or 50s when our dads were, or our moms were, surrounding ourselves with not such great.
Yeah, definitely, of course. Between my mom and dad, especially my dad, and also with my dad's mom. The thing is, they were born in a different society. They were born in Pakistan, and also in a more rural area. Here, where we live in like a city type place, and again, it's Canada. Different expectations, different treatment, I guess. There has been a generation gap, and it has caused a lot of problems.
There is no doubt that a generation gap exists. Young people feel it between them and their parents, between their grandparents, and generally with those that are older than them. Our elders feel it between themselves and those younger than them. Not only does this gap between generations cause differences in the way we think and the way we behave, but it also creates disputes within our families.
Shut up! Give me a turn to speak! Fine, see? You do that to me! How does it feel? How does it feel to be told to shut up? We've talked about it. Let me speak!
What causes the most disputes between you and your parents?
Well, whenever I'm going out to play basketball or, spend some time with my friends, they always seem to have a problem with it. I think it's mostly because, when they were my age, they'd pretty much be studying all the time or, doing something productive. But, I think that's pretty much the main cause of the disputes between me and my parents.
I would say either marriage or my future job.
Basically, as soon as they don't like what I do, and marks in school sometimes, not usually. but and it used to be for skipping, but like now me and my parents are pretty good, but like before it was like that.
Well, me and my parents, mostly my dad and me, we always fight about like what's the guy's role, what's the girl's role in a house. And I guess he doesn't mean to be sexist. He's not a bad person, but he was just raised in the society where I guess girls do the housework and the guys go out. So anytime that I do take up like I guess a man's role, it ticks him off. And anytime that I refuse to do something like in the house, then it's like I'm the bad child. Again, I guess it's this whole what's a girl, what's a guy supposed to do that causes a lot of problems in our house.
Now let's focus on one particular generation, teenagers. Apparently we're lazy, rude, obnoxious, you name it. We go out too much, don't have manners, don't work hard enough, aren't good role models, complain way too much, blah blah blah. Or at least that's what they say about our generation. Who is they, you may ask?
Negative mix. They don't listen to you. They are very disrespectful. They come to you when they need something. They are not attached to their families, siblings, parents. They are attached to social media. They have no time, family time for. They don't even take care of themselves. They are so careless, lazy, dumb.
I never thought of myself as older until I had to interact with a teenager recently. It was horrifying. Teenager working there, and he was so stupid that it seemed like gravity was even overwhelming him. You know, like he was asleep at the counter, standing up like a horse.
Telling me your secrets, my weakness.
Well, apparently it's all our fault. But why are we at fault for what is known as a generation gap? The gap in the mindsets, opinions, behaviors, and stories of those in our generation and those in generations before or after us. There is more than one thing affecting the differences and how we view each other. One specific generation cannot be blamed for not being like those before them. In fact, we're not so bad after all.
I think the generation gap is exacerbated by we people getting old. And what I mean by that, like I remember talking to my dad, and he was like a teenager in the 1940s. And so he was telling me like a little bit when he was younger in the 1930s, where they had like rough gangs with razor blades and chains, and they'd like beat each other. And so he said, and I agree with him, that teenagers are always teenagers. Teens are teens are teens. And what changes is us as adults. We forget what it's like to be a teenager. So we, the adults, I think, are the problem.
Because those who have grown up don't understand, those who are growing up are still looking around. They have not made themselves in any particular way. So they don't look as stable as you are because you are stuck one way. You look stable. They are not yet, they are still. If they're confused, I very much appreciate that. Confusion is good. That means you're still looking.
This generation are very self-determined and they work hard to be successful for their future. That's what I like about it.
It can teach us a lot if we can listen.
They are fun.
I think people of the current generation, like me and people older than me, know how to have fun and are very hard.
Like new generation, because new generation is very good education, technology education, religious education.
So this generation is really, really smart and well informed, and they're able, and if they use it to the full advantage, then I'm sure they can succeed in all aspects of it.
So I think whenever a problem does happen, you need to be aware of what is happening before you can make a difference. And I think technology and social media really helps with that, which is why I think the new generation has done a better job of making a difference in our community.
The generation gap is an inevitable part of reality that we can either run from or learn to live with. The more we deny it, or the more we try to find faults in each other, the bigger the problems that are created. So instead of letting the undeniable generation gap cause rifts between us, let's use it to celebrate the diversity of our differences. We need to understand our different views, accept our different lifestyles, and allow all the different generations to learn from one another. The first step to do so is to understand the generation gap and accept that it is part of our day-to-day lives. It is not something we have to change or get rid of, but rather something that we can learn from and grow with.